Good morning, Cooper's Automotive YouTube channel, and we're working on a 2000 model year Toyota Corolla with a 1.8 liter engine, and the customer's complaint was smoke coming from the engine, and what we got is pretty obvious. There's a extremely leaking valve cover gasket on it. Gonna get you to take a look at that, and we're gonna replace that valve cover gasket, clean it up. All right, so here's what we got. You can possibly see that oil is saturated on the top of the exhaust here, squirting out all over the back there. And take a little look at the PCV system too while we're at it. You know, we obviously got these coils that have to come out of the top right here. Um, Being careful, these tabs can break very easily. I've seen it happen so many times, and you wind up buying a whole wiring harness and everything else. So try is not to do that. You could probably unplug them and just lay them off to the side, but I don't know. I'm just not going to do that. So pretty much everything's probably going to be 10 millimeter deep well socket here. Of course, there we are. I think I kind of want to clean this up a little bit before I start tearing all this down, get some of this oil off the back and make it look like something. This car has 180,000 miles on it. It's one of my best friend's sister's car from elementary school. Pretty crazy. Stayed friends with all them for many years, but anyway, I know you don't care about that. All you want to know is, how do we get this valve cover off of this car? So, anyway, see all that crud everywhere, on everything. And we got a bolt missing right there, 10 mil. Hope it's not broken, but it might be. Clean the firewall down. Of course, we're going to put it in the parts washer when we're done. have a theory when you're using brake cleaner to clean stuff, use the whole can, pretty much, because if you don't, it just goes to waste. All right, so that can's empty. Now, let's put some of our tools back. Just going to lay that air hose there in case I need it. Let's go ahead and take those coils out and see if there's any oil down in the cylinder. Whoa, that sucker's stuck. It's kind of interesting. It's up underneath that harness, that wiring harness there, Tim. Come on, buddy. Anyway, I'm going to use this for these 10 millimeter on the wiring harness coming across it. Now, a lot of folks don't like to use these little impacts, and I hear them complain about them, but there are certain things that they work really well for that you really don't have to worry about all that much. And really, if you know your tools very well, you can tell by the sound and by the feel of how tight something is, and being careful you don't destroy anything that way. I am probably going to put a PCV valve in this vehicle too. That little doohickey out of there. This hose may come apart and split. She's pretty old, but we're going to again try not to do that. Okie dokie. Let's do one other thing while I'm thinking about it. PCV valve screws into the valve cover right here. Like it's I'm not good at guessing sizes after all these years. All right, it's a 22. There's some penetrating oil on that thing. It does feel like that it is really, really tight. Freezing weather here in Clearwater, Florida today. It's every bit of about 65 degrees. I don't know if we can handle it. Yeah, so that's coming out of there. Using this Kimball Midwest Torque CB penetrating oil. It kind of attacks the bolts pretty well. It has a fruity, bubblegummy smell to it. I suspect too that this PCV valve's probably bad, building up back pressure on this system. She rattles. She got a little dirt in it. nose is running today, as usual. Now these things have come out of there, and you can see that there is some oil down inside of those cylinders there. But not in number 3, some in number 4. And number 2, number 1's pretty good. So basically, you got to get that oil out of there. And there's a few ways you can handle that, but a lot of times I'll take the spark plugs out and let it run down into the cylinders. And if I'm going to do that, I would be replacing the spark plugs, but she has running good. They don't want to spend a lot of money on this car. So I'm going to do it like this, right here. Fill these up, just like that. Now you're going to need a rag to place over the top of that and blow that up out of there. And you don't want to blow it all up into your face. So do something like that. And hopefully this contains it somewhat. Once you get the bulk of it out, you can go ahead and uncover it, clean it out, blow it out, get it dry. So I got to pause and go to the front. All right, so let's get the clamp off right here. You got the PCV valve out. Get this hose off of here. Again, trying not to break it. Some of these hoses are a little difficult to come by. Tuck it over there. All right, hang on just 1 second. Check. All right, just making sure we had sound there. I think we lost sound. Anyway, I got that hose off of there, and let's get those tins out of that valve cover and get this simplified, hopefully, job done. There's that broken one, or missing one. Let's hope it's just missing. Nobody likes to deal with a busted off bolt. What? All right, that's okay. I think I got them all out of there. One more look around there. That looks pretty good to me. Of course, you got these two in the center with the little extra grommets on them. Up off your studs, flip her up. You can see that gasket is just completely hard as a rock. And you got this gasket in between here, and they're hard as a rock. At least they're coming out of here. I've seen it where they stick so bad you can't get them out. All missing there. All out there. We got to clean this up, wash our valve cover up, and then find out our torque specs and put it back on. All right, we're back. I got right stuff here in the corners of the creases. There's no creases in the back to have to do that. This thing's a little bit aggravating. This little bracket right here. So, well, I'm just going to have to pull it out of the way. In there. Make sure your gasket don't fall off, which it did. Of course it did. So I'll reach up underneath here like that and line it back up. I really don't want to pull it back up out of there. Fill in the gasket all the way around and it's in place. So success, we snuck by that little dilemma. All right, so this bolt, by the way, is, now that I think about it, was just missing. So we need a new one. I'm going to have to go find a bolt for that. Get these all started by hand. No, somebody said, why do you show the simple jobs like that? Well, that's usually what the do-it-yourselfer wants to see. And I'm also the boss, so I'm going to do the gravy work. So I just left the one out in the front up here and the rest of them there. Now I'm going to run these in with my 1/4 inch Makita, not all the way, just snug them up a little bit. And you're just kind of watching it so that you know you're not going too far. All right, I'm just snug them just a little bit. Didn't run those down too hard on there. Got them in. All right, I went and I found a 10 for the one that was missing. Let's do this torque on this thing. Yes, there's a sequence. It is 80 to 90 inch-pounds. Starting in the middle, working your way back here, working your way back here. Where is it? Filling port, where'd it go? There we go. Last one in the sequence is this one right by the oil filter. All right, I haven't pulled it down yet. I'm just still snugging things up. Now we're going after it. There you go. 1, 2, 3. I I really need to count. We got to work on that one. Check myself out. This is not a real critical thing for torquing, by the way, so if you're freaking out, some things you just don't worry about. Main thing is just starting in the center, working your way out, and just go back around, check everything. And I got to get another bolt for that. That was too short, so I could not tighten it up. Put your hose back on. Very careful with it. You could lubricate that up with something. This PCV valve, I didn't get a new one just yet, but we got to put that back in. We've got to put all of our coils back in, which I've wiped down. And I'm putting them back where they came out. This one looks like it's been replaced before. Not that it really matters all that much. Well, doesn't matter at all. Get those in, and you obviously have your wiring harness coming across it, like that. Your 210s on the top of it. Yeah, now I see what I did. Thought I'd found a bolt in my box, and I did not. Just snug. Again, it's not critical. Main thing is start them by hand so you don't strip anything out. All right. That little 1/4-inch Makita is stronger than you think. There you have it. All plugged in. Still got to replace this. I'm going to order a PCV valve for that. There's one thing that I did kind of jump the gun on, and that was this. It went underneath that. So let's back up. You know, the first sign to old age is there's 3 of them. And the first one is forgetfulness. I forget what the other 2 are. Haha. Now we're cooking with Crisco. Telling my age with these corny old jokes. All right, so I got to order the PCV valve, but we are together. Double checking myself. Got to get the, like I say, the front bolt for that. I'll do that. Get a new PCV valve and screw that in. I still want to clean it up a little bit more, but you've got the gist of the whole job. There's a cover that goes across the top of it like so. We'll clean that up too. Hey, thanks for watching. Subscribe to the channel if you like. Say something nice or say something constructive. Be nice. No need to be nasty. Thank you.